Hey everyone, it's Matt C, and I'm trying a new format with these things. This is the working title is Driven Stories. This is gonna help it, be a little bit more evergreen, even though it's still off the cuff, still me driving. But yeah, just I see someone's account and I see 15 videos of their face awkwardly put in the lower left hand corner while they're driving or something, and I'm not going to click through those. But I just wanted to, I'm trying to think more long term about how to invest in putting things out on YouTube, and doing something like this I think is going to be a bit better if I focus more on storytelling principles as I see them, as I understand them, and and if I have a campaign running, I'll put it on the back end, which is what I'm going to do for this video. So, what's this one about? What's Driven Stories #1 about? Well, I thought it would be fun to kick it off with some triggering. Specifically, my belief. Sorry, had some yogurt this morning. That's never smart. Don't eat yogurt and then make a video. I thought it would be fun to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, which is the characters you write should trigger you. And what do I mean by that? I mean, there's kind of two, I guess there's, broadly speaking, there's kind of an authoritarian and a libertarian approach to storytelling. One would be, the characters really reflect you, and those that don't reflect you, you're going to basically, you're going to force them through storytelling violence to submit to you as the author, in your worldview, or how you think justice needs to be served, or how you think things should go. And I don't mean in terms of just like planning out the story meticulously. I mean, you're either writing stories to, I guess, project your personality into a universe that you dominate and control, or, so that's the authoritarian perspective, can you tell? Or you see storytelling as a dialogue. It's between you and people you don't understand very well, and you're doing it for the benefit of the people who are reading the story, or listening, or watching, or whatever, for the audience, and they're a dialogue partner too. That's how you think of it. So you're always trying to understand those people that you don't understand better, and even if that's to trying to convince them, I do that, trying to convince people that you disagree with to agree with you. Maybe you have some characters that agree with you more, and maybe they're even more of the protagonist than other characters. That's all natural and fine and good. But you're trying to convince through dialogue. So you see characters portrayed that display similarities and differences to you, and they work things out through the context of this, because really the whole plot is a dialogue in a way. It's a dialogue in setting and scene and that sort of thing, and plot. So, oh man, yogurt. Gosh, am I right? So that's how that's a libertarian approach to dealing with you interacting with your other character, interacting with concepts and ideas, personalities, situations that you don't understand or don't like, and you're dialoguing with the audience. So you're constantly, unlike the authoritarian approach that's saying, I understand my story and get to my level. Primarily, I'm interested in me being satisfied and in clear control and having a firm understanding of my own story. And I expect people to understand it and to appreciate it the same way I do, and to maybe even say the same things that I do about my story, or I'm going to be upset. Obviously, I'm pushing things to the extreme so you can kind of see where the two poles are, where the goalposts are, or you're in dialogue with your audience in a libertarian approach, where the audience, you're just gonna you should just assume that the audience doesn't see the world the same way you do, and they're also new to the story, unlike you. They're new to your characters, your plot devices, and all that sort of thing. So the libertarian approach will constantly be trying to clarify your own story, to try to make it as clear as possible, just so that it's well understood to someone who's coming in fresh. And if they agree or disagree, that's an entirely different thing. That's part of the process. You don't start talking to someone with the expectation that they're going to agree with you on everything, and then be upset when they don't. I mean, you talk to them because you're interested in who they are and you care about who they are. Yeah, I just scratch my nose. This is one reason why I'm glad I'm just doing the audio for this, because I'm not going to get called out on picking my nose in the car again. I didn't pick it, I promise. It was just a scratch. But anyway, so that's kind of the opposites approach to writing. And I said this video is going to be about not being making sure that you're triggered with your characters. So how are you going to write something that you're interested in, something that you feel like is a worthy struggle? Well, the authoritarian approach would have you believe that you're going to be satisfied by your story by writing people who are, I don't know, idealized versions of yourself in your worldview, and the characters that don't conform to your worldview, that you're going to get satisfaction by forcing them down into it, by giving them retribution or justice, or giving them a change of heart so that they agree with you, or that sort of thing. And I mean, my experience is that most people don't enjoy that. People talk about escapist storytelling. I think escapist storytelling is not this authoritarian approach that I've described. Escapist storytelling is often, I would say every time, I'm just going to go out and say it, every time there's an escapist story, escapism is another way of saying that story is really about the world that you would like to live in, not the world that you currently live in. And so that's a very positive message. It's not turning off your brain. It's saying, I wish things were better or different in some way. And that can have a big healing effect on culture. It can change worlds. That escapist storytelling. It's a very positive force in society. So people, they write off escapism because they're thinking it's not bringing up societal issues enough. Oftentimes it is, by showing what the alternative to our societal issue is. But anyway, so what was I saying? So being triggered by your characters. You need to be triggered by your characters because you need to not agree with them, and you need to wrestle yourself as a human being. Secondarily, as an author, you need to wrestle with, how do I disagree? And how do I deal with people who disagree that I can't control? I feel like I keep circling back to a similar theme. Anyway, I'm not going to do this for every video, but it's just something that's been on my mind. So, you need to, I think you need to enjoy and derive satisfaction from the dialogue with people with firmly rooted ideas that are not your own, that are being expressed by people that you can respectfully understand and see the other side of, but still oppose. Maybe that's a protagonist, maybe that's an antagonist, but you need to be able to see see things well enough, because you're gonna die in a world full of people who don't agree with you. That's the sad reality. There's people might have told you otherwise, but it's not. They lied to you. So take a break. Mourn the loss of your utopia, and then come back and then think about, okay, now what? Given that the world is diverse and it will never not be, what are you going to do about that? Are you going to take an authoritarian approach to dealing with people who disagree with you, who trigger you? Or are you going to dialogue with them? Are you going to dialogue with your audience? Are you going to dialogue with your characters? That's my take for today. So, so on to KYRIE news. So we've got a week left. I'm saying, I was kind of pushing the number, and then I was kind of pushing it too far, and then it didn't make sense anymore. But I was saying like 8 days, 2 nights ago. It's 2 Thursdays from now, so that's really, and it ends like at noon or something. So, really we've got 7 days now, and less than. But I think we're going to do it. I was kind of holding off on a bit of news just to see if I was going to get things funded by an outside source immediately, and that fell through. And I wasn't really relying on it. I didn't, things like that don't actually happen in most circumstances, so I wasn't banking on it. But I'm gonna figure out how to do it to make up the difference myself, it looks like, and that's fine. I was kind of thinking about that anyway. But we're doing well. Got a bunch of people jumped in yesterday and the day before and Monday, so we're well on our way. We're doing well. So just keep if you're interested in getting free original art, the top 3 people who share and refer people back to the campaign the most, it's kind of easy to see that on the back end, Indiegogo, like where people are coming from. Top referrers are getting free original art, so that's exciting. And anyway, that's the video for today. So check out the campaign link in the description below. Thanks for checking out this Driven Stories #1, and I'll catch you later. Thanks. Bye.